Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're jumping into something pretty unique, a thought experiment, really,
That's right. We're looking at an imagined conversation.
between four major goddesses. Ma Saraswati, that's knowledge and art.
Ma Durga for strength and courage.
Then Ma Kali, representing power and fearlessness.
And Ma Laxmi, goddess of wealth and prosperity.
And our mission, I guess, is to explore this imagined dialogue
Exactly. We've got this transcript, and we want to pull out what really brings each of them joy.
and how their areas, their domains kind of connect.
Yeah, how they intertwine. Hopefully offering a fresh perspective on these big ideas.
Okay, let's do it. So, Ma Saraswati first. According to this dialogue, what makes her happy?
Well, what's interesting here is her joy seems to come from seeing people striving.
Striving for knowledge.
Yeah, knowledge and also expressing creativity, like seeing a new idea take shape or someone sharing art.
Ah, okay. It's about potential then. Human potential.
Sort of unfolding that potential for wisdom. That's the idea.
Makes sense. What about Ma Durga? What brings her joy in this conversation?
For Durga, it's apparently about witnessing people face their fears
Really? Facing fears.
and overcoming obstacles. The dialogue points to her happiness in seeing that inner strength emerge when, you tackle adversity.
Like moment of pushing through.
Exactly. That triumph over a challenge.
That's quite powerful. Okay, moving to Ma Kali. Power, fearlessness. What's her source of joy?
Kali, in this imagined chat, gets immense joy when people tap into their own inner strength.
Their inner strength.
Yeah, and fearlessly confront their limits, pushing boundaries.
So it's about breaking through perceived limitations.
Kind of embracing that raw, potent part of yourself, going beyond what you thought possible.
Okay, I'm definitely seeing some themes emerge here. And finally, Ma Lakshmi, wealth and prosperity.
With Lakshmi, it comes down to gratitude
Gratitude.
and generosity.
Yeah.
The text emphasizes her pleasure when people cultivate thankfulness and share their abundance.
Sharing what they have
Yeah.
freely.
Yes, openly sharing whatever form abundance takes and doing it with gratitude.
Right. This is where it gets really interesting, isn't it? Because these domains, they're not separate bubbles.
Not at all. The dialogue really highlights the connections.
So how do they weave together? How does this imagined talk show that?
Okay, so think about it. Pursuing knowledge or creativity, that's Saraswati, right?
Right?
That can often give you the very tools or insights you need to tackle challenges.
Which is Durga's domain.
Exactly. That aligns with Durga's energy. And then successfully overcoming those challenges, well, that can open doors.
Doors to prosperity. To Lakshmi's area.
It certainly can. It paves the way.
So one quality helps unlock the next. What about Kali's fearlessness in this? How does that fit?
Well, that inner strength and fearlessness, the Kali aspect, it kind of empowers you to actually use your potential.
How so?
When you're not held back by fear, you're, more likely to take those bold steps.
The steps that lead to success.
Right. Steps that might attract success and abundance, linking back to Lakshmi again.
Huh. So tapping into that power isn't just personal, it creates opportunity.
Precisely. And look, when you embrace strength and face fears, sort of the Durga and Kali combination,
Yeah.
that often sparks real positive change. It contributes to a greater sense of well-being, maybe even collective prosperity.
Which would please Lakshmi.
You'd think so, based
Yeah.
on this dialogue. It all ties together.
So their happiness is linked. It's not just about their individual realms,
That's the strong suggestion. Their happiness seems interconnected.
implying that when we cultivate these things in ourselves,
Yes. When you or anyone nurtures wisdom, strength, that inner power, and gratitude, you're essentially building a more harmonious life
and an abundant one.
and an abundant one,
Yeah.
earning, you might say, the grace of all four.
It's like the goddesses, through this imagined voice, are encouraging us.
Encouraging humanity, yeah,
Yeah.
to foster these qualities.
Knowledge, strength, fearlessness, generosity.
Because doing that helps create a world, or at least a life, where happiness and prosperity can actually, flourish.
Their combined influence could be pretty transformative then.
A powerful catalyst for change, definitely, in your own life, and maybe wider, too.
So if we boil it down, the main takeaway from this imagined conversation is what?
I think it's that true fulfillment, real deep satisfaction, comes from a balance.
A balance of these different aspects.
Exactly. Seeking knowledge, building inner strength, facing challenges head on, and practicing generosity. It's the mix.
Right. Okay, so a final thought for everyone listening to maybe chew on.
Yeah.
Think about nurturing just one of these qualities this week. Pick one.
Like knowledge or strength.
Or facing a challenge or being more generous. How might focusing on just one ripple out?
What shifts might you notice
Yeah.
if you actively, say, sought out some new information
Or really leaned into a task that feels daunting?
or consciously tapped into that deeper strength you have?
Or just practiced a bit more generosity? What could happen?
Something to definitely consider.